Hello all and welcome to the next video here in the Onion Man's Rooftop Two-Headed Cow Caravan of Treasure. Sometimes barter. The streak continues. Finally, I think we are permanently back in the game room, the spare room, if you will. We got all the walls painted. Kind of messed that up. We actually got 3 out of the 4 walls painted. We ran out of paint, so we're not totally done with this wall actually right here. We're not done with that one. But we went ahead and set up everything anyways, because we can always kind of move it, paint it, once winter kind of is done and feels decent too, I guess. But yeah, as you can tell, like there's some things that have changed. This whole thing is full of games. If you want to, it goes all the way up. It's like I kind of set this room particularly to be essentially a game room. Over here are a lot of the older consoles. Over here are a lot of the really old consoles, NES, Genesis, all that stuff. And then this way is the big TV with the PS5, the Xbox, all that stuff. And then behind me is the PC, which I think has been in some of my videos in the past. That pretty much just stayed there. We just pulled that forward, painted, pulled it back. So yeah, that being said, we are back with another issue of Journey into Monthlies. Almost messed up the name because I forgot for a moment, but hey, we did it. The streak continues on that. Yeah, these are the comics for November. Again, if you've ever seen any one of my comic book videos, I usually get my books roughly a half a month to a month later because I wait till the end of the month, order them all at once, and then get them. I don't like getting weeklies and only having like 1 or 2 books to read at a time. I enjoy having like a lot of books to kind of just binge. So yeah, these are actually the books for November from my midtown order. No box. Actually, my next unboxing videos, my next couple of mailbags, my next couple of like mail videos or anything like that, there's going to be some stuff that doesn't have boxes because we're in Christmas time and I needed a lot of boxes to ship stuff out. I had a lot of presents that I was shipping out to friends, family, etc., and I needed boxes desperately. I didn't really want to have to go out and pay for some. I know Walmart sells boxes really cheap, but I wanted like decent boxes. So there's like a lot of Big Bad Toy Store boxes that I opened up a little early and didn't film to use those boxes. The figures are still good. They're not opened, and I'll show those off eventually. But I needed boxes bad. This was the perfect size for a gift. I needed it. Bam. So I still kept it in the brown midtown bag and everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of bust this open. I am noticing though with this setup for now, I need to put something on that nightstand. I was going to use that nightstand as just like a, I don't know, like where I'd put drinks and stuff, but in a video it's just barren. I need to put something there. And we'll figure it out. For now, though, Journey into Monthlies, huh? November 2022 midtown order. Oh, there's a lot here. I'm trying to remember what I ordered that there was a lot of. There was something I ordered multiple issues of. Oh, I know. Okay. I think? Yeah, okay. Let me get these out. Okay, so we'll just kind of go from the start here. First thing up, Midtown has a knack for sometimes putting these in backward, upside down. We have Ghost Rider issue 8. Benjamin Percy's Ghost Rider has been pretty entertaining. I really like it. Also, I've liked pretty much all the covers they've done. The covers have been really good. So yeah, it's a good book. I do pick it up monthly just because it's once a month, so it doesn't really bother me. Usually if a book is twice a month, I will put it in trades. But this is only once a month, so I've been getting it. It's a good book. I'd check it out. Yeah, if you're not a big Ghost Rider fan, but you still are interested in Ghost Rider, you could probably wait till the trades of this come out. So, yeah. Batman 129. We're still pretty early in Chip Darsky's run. Darsky. I never pronounce his name right. It's been pretty good. It's definitely more detective Batman than, you know, is normal in the regular Batman series, especially after Scott Snyder's run. Scott Snyder really did a lot of wacky shit with Batman that I didn't like. I think his Batman was probably the best book of the New 52 era, and I hate the New 52. If you've watched any of my comic book videos, you know I really, really just do not like New 52. But his Batman book and his Swamp Thing book, he was probably the best overall writer of the New 52. But as it went on, he really kind of just went a little too grandiose with some of his stuff. And I think Batman works on a much more simpler level. And I think Darsky's doing a pretty decent job of that. It's not perfect. I wouldn't say it's as good as his Daredevil run, which is also going on right now over at Marvel. But it's still good. Oh, we got Namor, the Submariner, Conquered Shores, Part 2. This is an interesting book. I liked the first issue. I didn't love it, but I did like it. And so I'm going to go ahead and keep going with it for now. It's just a limited time series or whatever. But it's basically kind of a Namor at the end of the world type of thing. The best way I can kind of describe it is if you ever read like Hulk the End by, I believe Peter David did that, or something similar of that ilk where there's like some sort of thing that leaves a certain hero as kind of the last amongst them. It's kind of like that. Namor, like the world has been flooded and Namor's kind of like the king now, like, or basically like the last hero standing, I guess you could say. And it's kind of going into that. I like Namor. I'm a big Namor fan. I know a lot of people don't like Namor, but I don't know. I think he's better than Aquaman. I hate Aquaman. So first issue was decent. I can't say it was great by any means, but I thought it was decent. So I'm definitely going to give the second issue a try. My call for issues for a series, and this is just a limited series, but I usually try to go 2 to 3 issues. If by the third issue you don't have the shit together, or I just don't think it's fun, I'll usually drop a book. Yes. X-Men Red, number 8. This is tying into X-Men Red. Wow, I said X-Men Red. Y'all remember X-Men Red from a couple of years ago? A few years ago? This is Immortal X-Men, number 8. My bad. Kieran Gillen. I think Kieran Gillen's done a decent job following Jonathan Hickman. Jerry Duggan was doing it for a little while, but he kind of moved to the side, and Gillen came in with his big Avengers, Eternals, X-Men crossover, the Judgment Day or whatever, Judgment. Is that what it's called? I can't remember. But, you know, I think this has been pretty good. It's definitely a much more verbiage, wordy book, I guess you could say. A lot more political, kind of. Not political in, like, you know, necessarily U.S. politics. More political in, like, the state of, like, mutant affairs within the Marvel Universe. It's kind of a behind-the-scenes, like, the Illuminati within the X-Men, you know, I guess. And it works out pretty well. A lot of heavy Mr. Sinister stuff in this book. And I'm not really a Mr. Sinister fan. That's probably my only negative on it. We got Black Adam. This has actually been a pretty entertaining book. I like it. It's Christopher Priest. He's been doing this Black Adam book. It's pretty good. I will say this is probably the first cover of this book I don't like. There's something up with this. I don't know what's up with that really skinny kind of Teth Adam up there. And a weird looking Batman down here. But most of the covers for this book have been really good. Look like really smooth artwork. I don't know. There's something really throwing me off with this one. But it's been a pretty entertaining book. I've enjoyed it for the most part. It's only 12 issues. We're halfway through with this one. So I'll probably finish it out. I've enjoyed it enough to finish it out. I like Black Adam as a character. I did see the movie. I have some thoughts on that. We'll talk about that later. But the book's been pretty decent. I'm probably one of the few real big Black Adam fans. Mainly just because I love Captain Marvel. I don't call him Shazam. I call him Captain Marvel. That's why I refuse to read him from the New 52 onward. I only read him pre-New 52 back. I love Captain Marvel, and I love Black Adam by proxy. So, X-Men Legends. Yeah, this is the second iteration of X-Men Legends. I'm sure there's been previous ones too. But I got the first set. If you're not familiar with it, they're doing a Mojo long shot story here. I believe it's actually in general like an X-Force story, if I'm not mistaken. But this is issue 4, continuing that. Every favorite era. basically they bring back writers from old arcs of X-Men, and they kind of do another story. In the previous iteration of this book, like Peter David came back and did an X Factor story, and it was awesome. That's actually my favorite one out of all of these so far. This one's been okay, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't put it as good as like the first run of this book. Okay, this is a lot. I don't know if these are all the same book. They might be. No, that's different. Mainly just because somebody recommended me a book that I decided to go ahead and get all the issues of to catch up to now. So we're just going to go through them here. I think they're in order. Are they in order? That's an annual. They're all upside down. Okay, I know what that one is. You have to excuse me, I'm putting these in order because Midtown did not. Nothing wrong with that, just saying. Okay, so these books right here are all the same series. Somebody mentioned to me that Ramvi, always, again, another one of those names that I always kind of mess up, and Raphael Albuquerque were doing a are on Detective Comics now. I like both guys, so I wanted to check it out. And Detective Comics has always been the more detective-heavy Batman, although I haven't gotten a lot of it. I've heard that Peter Tomasi's run was really good. So I might go back and eventually collect his run, but or at least give it a shot. But I'm a pretty big fan of Rom V. Or Rom 5. Is it Rom 5? If it is a Roman numeral and not a V, apologies. I'm not as up to date on my comic writers as I probably should be. Regardless, I liked his Swamp Thing, other than the fact that it wasn't Alec Holland. Spoiler. It wasn't Alec Holland, and that kind of upset me because I'm a big Alec Holland Swamp Thing fan. But the concepts and stuff he was doing in that book seemed pretty cool. And I've read a couple of other of his indie works where he gets really kind of darker and a little bit grittier. And I really enjoyed it. And I thought, well, if he's doing more detective work with Batman, how is that style going to kind of affect it? And I wanted to try it out, and people were giving it really good reviews. So that's what we have with this. These are the new Detective Comics by him. And everything else. And I believe, yeah, there it is. Simon Spurrier's also working on this. So that's, and I like Spurrier. I'm a big fan of his too. He's probably the only guy since the New 52 who kind of understood what John Constantine is supposed to be. So kudos to him. But yeah, these covers look fantastic. So we got some, basically there's like this kind of demonic family, if you will, that has come back to Gotham. And they're like possessing Batman villains, and Batman's trying to figure out why and what's really happening, but he's a little oblivious. It's like a lot of detective work and all that, and I love that aspect of Batman. So take Batman's detective work, like the like grunt work Batman does, mixed in with some supernatural stuff. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get that. Like, it sounds interesting. So this is the next issue. Like I said, I had to kind of go back and get these to catch up. It wasn't so, I wanted to kind of binge it. I didn't want to get it in a trade. I like this cover a lot. It's like Batman fighting a... I mean, it looks like some kind of devil, obviously. Like a Wendigo skinwalker devil. Or, you know, it kind of looks like the Cacodemon... Or, not the Cacodemon. Not the Cacodemon. God, Dark Souls. Early boss. Ends up being a normal boss later. Taurus Demons? Is that who they were? I'm a big Dark Souls fan, and I didn't remember that. Oh, and then we got the annual, which I believe this is recent. The most recent thing is the annual. This is actually not about Batman. It's about like an older kind of 1800s Victorian era Gotham like werewolf story. And I love the cover. You can actually see the silhouette of like the wolf in the clouds. in the snow. It's pretty cool. I don't know. It's like Batman meets Bloodborne or something. I don't know. Looked interesting. It looked really interesting, so I got it. Next up, this one's just outright backwards. There we go. We got Miracle Man, The Silver Age, issue number 2. Yeah, so Neil Gaiman is finishing up his Miracle Man run, and they're reprinting the previous issues of his run, of the Silver Age specifically, and then they're going to finish it out, so I'm picking those up as I go. I believe these have more than what was normal in the original, so I don't know. Yeah, so this one says it's actually issue number 24. Okay, so anyways, and then it's going to pick up on the new stuff and kind of finish off. I love Miracle Man. I'm a big fan of Miracle Man. Alan Moore's initial run on Miracle Man is amazing. I actually think it's his best work. I think it's better than Watchmen. Daredevil number 5. Yeah, Chip Darsky, the man, doing Daredevil and Batman. So there you go. Pretty cool. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of this cover. Like, I know the idea with the contrast of the red and then like the white bars, but I don't know, it makes it look kind of weird. Like somebody put tape and then removed it. And then the last one, we got kind of a more fun comedy book here. Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. This is actually written by Bruce Campbell, which is pretty funny. It's only going to be 6 issues. I'm picking up all of it. The first one was pretty entertaining. The second one, I can't say was as good, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with this one out, or stick it out on this one. Just because like a lot of people might not know this, I'm a big Sergeant Rock fan. I love going back and reading a lot of the old Kubert Sergeant Rock stuff. I think Hell in a Hard Place is one of Brian Azzarello's only good stories he's ever written. If you can't tell, I'm not a big Brian Azzarello fan. His weird assault fantasies are so... every book he does has something stupid like that in it. Or just something horrid that but Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. It's I can't say it's the greatest thing in the world, but it's written by Bruce Campbell, and it's kind of funny and entertaining, and I like it. It's almost like as if like Bruce Campbell could be in a Sergeant Rock movie doing this movie. Like it's kind of funny. So if you've never seen one of my comic book videos before, I like to go through and pick out what I think my favorite cover is. Can't say it's that. I just trashed that one. I love the classic look of the Miracle Man covers and bringing back the old art and everything, but I'm not going to give it to that. This Detective Comics cover is up there. I like this one too. This one also looks cool. These Detective Comic covers are going to kill me every month. Like in terms of how good they are. No, Black Adam's always been one of like the ones I pick, but this month did not do it for me. This is a nice looking cover, not one I'm going to pick, but it's nice. It's pretty basic. We got Batman, and then we got Ghost Rider, which I've loved a lot of the Ghost Rider covers. I can't say I'm too particularly fond of this one. Still looks good though, but the scene in general, yeah. How are you going to kiss the man with no lips and a flaming head? So we got 2 Detective Comics. We got the annual and the one of Batman fighting this Taurus demon over here. I'm sure he's got a name. I got to read the actual book first. I love this kind of Victorian bat look. It's almost like an alternate Gotham by Gaslight type of look, almost, when you think about it. I'm going to go with this one, though. Like, this demon dude holding up Batman and Batman trying to fight back. And then, like, if you actually look, you can see within, like, these side silhouettes, all this other detail. It just looks really good. I like this cover a lot. So there's our cover of the month right there. So, yeah. And that's going to be it. That is my journey into monthlies this month. Here in a couple of weeks, I will order the December comics, and we'll take a look at those sometime in January. Like, it's always a month behind, just because of when they come in. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You do not have to if you do not want to, but I always appreciate anybody who does. And I will catch you guys in the next video.